This video has got all of my friends' reactions. I went a long time without updating them, so the original video was very long. This was my dad's reaction.
Fucking hell, Luce, how'd you talk so long without stopping? But well done.
Thanks, Dad. I now try and keep all videos below 4 minutes. And I remade the original video into 6 separate videos. This video is going to make no sense unless you've watched those other videos. And I switched to using a Zoom call this time.
Yeah, well done.
That was really good, Luce. So have you fixed the B12 thing?
We don't know.
Is it because because you know you can get vaccinations with B12? Have you looked into that?
Yes, I have. When they did the CCAT test on me, that's what they were testing me to see if they could give me the injections. So if I scored 5 or 10%, well, they give you the injections. But because I scored 27%, they won't give me the injections.
If you want to, why wouldn't you just get the injections done privately?
I'm worried about mega doses of vitamins with the pills that I took. I don't think it was the B12 that caused the issue. Being low in B12 is really dangerous for lots of reasons, one of which is cancer, but also being too high in B12 is really dangerous from a cancer perspective as well. Just because I'm feeling less tired and I'm not quite where I was with the whole fatigue thing, I've actually turned the corner on that now, and I think I'm coming out of it. And I've messed myself up in the liver on the way, so it's kind of like now I'm coming out of the B12 thing, but I've caused these other 2 problems that I still need to sort out. But I think from a B12 perspective, if I keep doing what I'm doing, I think it's probably still a bit low, but it will normalise.
All right then. It's hard to say that, you know, you've messed yourself up. This is entirely new territory. You're learning and you're doing all of these things. It's not really that you've messed yourself up. It's trial and error at the moment, and you're entitled to have little lapses, and it's just one of those things that happen. It's the fact that you've recognised it and you're doing something to fix it, which is gonna help you in the long run. So, you know, don't be too hard on yourself when it comes to talking to other people. Like, everyone has a blip, Luce. Like, everyone has crap days, and in like their missions, people do have, you know, their little trips and falls and stuff along the way. It shouldn't be a reason for you to feel any sort of way of sharing that information with your friends and stuff, because everyone's, you know, here to support you. Very true. Well said, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, even I might make a mistake one day, so it will be... You shouldn't beat yourself up about these things, Lucy. Definitely, if you can, when you find your time, just send me those yoga poses, because I know so many people that are really into yoga. But also, you know that I love Marmite.
Yeah.
That's got lots of B12 in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, but that's actually, it's interesting. When I was in hospital after the first batch of chemotherapy, I was taking a lot of Marmite because A, I love it, but also because I was worried about a B12 deficiency then, which I actually didn't have. B12 that's in Marmite, the B12 that's in Marmite is actually cyancobalamin, so that's like the chemical version of B12. It's not the natural version of B12. It's like a supplement that they add in. Pardon?
Does it not come from the yeast?
No, it doesn't. No, they add it in separately.
I thought it was all natural. I thought, you know, Marmite, I thought that was all coming from the yeast, and they've lied to us.
Well, it's just like a marketing thing. There is B12 in it, and that is good, but it's because they decided to put it in. It's not occurring there.
Not naturally part of the product.
No.
Yeah. But naturally part of the ingredients. B12 mainly comes from animal sources.
Yeah, it does. So, and actually, it's quite tricky. So another way that I kind of mess myself up is blue-green algae, which is supposed to have B12 in it, but that actually has another form of B12. It's called inactive B12, and what that does is it actually sucks out all of the real B12 that you've got. So I took that, and I was like even worse when I took that, and I was like, anyway, and then I realised I'd made a terrible mistake, fortunately the next day, because I was like, why am I so tired? This doesn't even make sense. Yeah.
So I don't think you've done anything really terrible at all. The only thing that I think that you could even start to admonish yourself on is the chili. I thought, that sounds a bit stupid, but you were just, you like your hummus, you like all the other things, and you are experimenting, like, Sian said, you've got to experiment, and nothing you said, apart from the chili, I thought raised an eyebrow. And
yeah, hummus is life.
Yeah, I do love
exactly.
hummus. I know, but
I ate 70 grams of hummus every day for the last 5 days, so you've made me really nervous.
No, Sian, I was eating like 300 grams a day, like over 300 grams a day. Yeah.
Oh my God. What were you eating it with? Or were you eating it by yourself?
I just would eat it on its own.
Spoon it.
Okay, with a spoon.
Yeah,
I had the time. I was literally licking it out of the tub.
Oh yeah, I do that.
She was eating it on her own, Petula, which is really a bad sign. if you are someone that has a hummus problem, you should not be eating it on your own. It's a bad sign, Lucy. So, but you've admitted it now. You are an addict, but one day at a time. Yeah,
you're in Hummus Anonymous. So it's fine.
I feel bad in 10 days, and then in a year, but I mean, are you going to ever go back to the hummus? Have you wiped that from your? You said, like, I'm just going to give it up now. I won't think about it. I will live my life one day at a time. No hummus.
I am going to go back to it, but I can't.
Yeah.
I can't have that as a weakness in my armour. So I need to learn how to be a lot more controlled about it, because
it's hard to be controlled with the hummus, I'm not going to lie. I have to put it 70 grams in that pot, and then when that pot's gone, I can't go back.
Yeah, honestly, Lucy, you sound like the typical addict, just saying, well, I can handle it, I can just have like maybe, 3 spoonfuls a week. I can handle it. No, you can't. You're an addict. You've got to understand, you can't handle it.
It is true. Once that tub is opened,
A little bit of crack, not a lot of crack.
Yeah.
Once the tub is opened, I've got to finish it.
Yeah, and don't fool yourself, because I've seen it happen, Lucy. This is serious now. You're stronger than that. Sian will eat your portion for you. And you did say that the actual results, you've maintained the same size, and there's no change there. So that's surely not negative.
No, I mean I had sort of been hoping to completely get rid of it, really. So it's always disappointing when I have a scan and it's still there. That's not what I'm looking for. But I think this one, because there is the possibility that it's not something that I did, like the chili and the niacin, there's a possibility that there is cancer there. I haven't had the possibility that it's actually grown on any other scan.
But even if it has, Lucy, it is not your fault.
Well, it is, because it has to have grown somehow.
Not. No.
Well, no, fault. I agree. Fault is a bad word because it implies blame, but it is my responsibility, and it is the consequences of my actions, and so I have to work out what I did wrong, and so that's why I spent all of that time. I mean, I've actually written down, in the end, I think it's like 6,000 words, because that's just like really the complete summary version. There's so much more I had to just cut out to make it not like a film, but I had to work out what it was. And it's all a hypothesis, right? I mean, I could be completely wrong. It could be cancer. It could just be my whole entire theory is wrong. But I don't think I am. I think those are the things that did it. I don't actually think it is cancer, but I can't carry on with the hummus as a kind of open risk, because if it was cancer,
Ian's already dealt with that.
Yeah, dealt with. Move on.
Yeah.
And also remember that the rather pessimistic oncologists, etc., they've got a low indices of suspicion. So that's positive. You know that you've looked at it logically and from all angles. So you should take a lot of comfort, strength, and calmness from the fact that you've really looked at it, and just remind yourself, yeah, I'm human, I've got doubt, but I've done the research. I am a strong, healthy person that is getting better and better and better. You mustn't have these self-recriminations or anything. I wouldn't go as far as to say you're self-recriminating, but you know what I mean.
No.
So, but as long as you understand, which I think you do, that you're not criticising yourself. Yeah, is that fair?
Yeah. Well, I think it's more you always have to. I think that I'm right, but I always work on the assumption if I'm wrong, how do I protect myself? So I think I'm right. I don't think I need to give up the hummus because I don't actually think it is cancer, but I also don't think I need, having identified a weakness, I need to address it. So
this inflammation, it is just inflammation. There's no way that they can give us any more than that at the moment, or is that what's happening in October?
No, well, so I actually had the other scan today, and I'll, get the results of that soon enough, and then we'll be able to see the comparison between one and the other.
Because inflammation just seems a bit vague, to be fair.
Well, for them to know what it is, they'd have to biopsy it, and I don't think I would consent to that anyway at this point.
Okay.
Well, presumably, if they were really concerned, they would force that issue slightly more than they are. So they're obviously not.
Yeah, they were quite happy. They were quite happy for me to leave it 3 months. They were like, "Oh, so we could change it to 8 weeks, or we could leave it at 3 months." And I was like, "No, we'll do it in 8 weeks."
8 weeks, yeah.
So.
Yeah, let's not mess around.
There will be little setbacks. No one goes on a journey like you're going on without there being a kind of bump in the road. But the key thing is you've kind of done everything you can to try and overcome that.
I mean, you got to think your journey, you've been full steam ahead, like literally it's near enough there, like near enough that little bit gone, like no one that I've ever known has gone on a journey like that. So I think with you attacking it so hard, it's obviously going to fight back a little bit somewhere along the line. I expected at some point that you would probably have some sort of hiccup, but I know that you'll sort it out and you'll fix it. Like, that's just how you are. That's what you do. So don't be hard on yourself is what I'm saying, because, yet again, negative energy, negative thing. There's always bumps in the road of everyone. I always say, like, the people who succeed fail a lot to get there, It's just taking those little hurdles. It's not nice because obviously it's the most frightening thing of your life to have something, a blip in the road. But that positive thinking, look how much you've overcome and look how much you've done. So you're obviously doing the right things. So don't doubt yourself. Like, you obviously know your body.
At the moment, I'm just judging it by how much pain I feel, and so long as I can keep, it's not completely gone, but so long as I can keep reducing it, then that's telling me I'm on the right track. Patchouli, you've been very quiet. What do you think?
I think it's great news. I am so fucking happy for you and Lucy Goosey.
Thanks, Patchouli. Love you.
And I cannot wait to see you again. Are we still in Paris?
Well,
You can follow my unconventional journey on She Dares Lives.